Okay, hello everyone. Good morning, and we have one of the Olympiad community leaders, Mukunda Bharadwaj, with us. He is a ninth grader from Bangalore. So, Mukunda, can you tell me a little bit about yourself, and maybe the audience will also know what excites you about mathematics, sciences, and other stuff related to that.
Yes, sir. So my name is Mukunda. I'm currently living in Bangalore, and I'm studying in grade 9. And I'm an enthusiast of math and physics. I've also been attending classes organized by Cheenta and also RAM, Raising a Mathematician. So I'm really grateful for Cheenta. Yeah, and my favorite topics in math are number theory and algebra, and my favorite topic in physics is mechanics.
That's fantastic. So, how long are you like preparing for these mathematical Olympiads?
Sir, it's been around 1.5 years since I've rigorously started preparing for these math Olympiads and physics Olympiads. I've
Okay,
not
okay,
yet written any physics Olympiads. I've only written mathematical Olympiads. Yes.
okay. So, just to understand a little bit more, you say number theory is one of your favorite topics. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So, can you tell the audience a little bit about what is number theory? Maybe some of these kids do not have not seen much of number theory before.
So number theory includes very exciting topics. So you have yeah, you deal with numbers. That's the main thing. So you have congruences, and then you have division, and then you have what can I say? You have Diophantine equations, and you have many more exciting concepts like this. What I'm studying currently is elementary number theory. Yes, it
Okay.
also involves GCD, LCM,
Uh-huh.
divisibility, prime numbers. Prime numbers is my favorite topic in number theory currently. Yeah,
I see. I see.
yeah,
That's great. So, those of you who are joining right now, we are having a conversation with Mukunda. he is one of the best commenters in our YouTube videos in the last month. So we try to reach out to students who are engaging with the community and give them a little gift now and then. So Mukunda, we have a small gift for you as well.
yes, sir.
So it's basically you are already. I mean, it's a very interesting scenario. Last couple of times when we did this, the students were actually not Chinta students, but this is
Uh,
perhaps one of the first times the winner of this particular award, the community leader award, is actually a Chinta student itself. So basically, we will give you access. Let me just share the screen. We will give you access to the ISI-CMI entrance
oh, okay.
self-paced program. So maybe you have seen this before.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah, I've seen this.
Yeah. So we will give you access to this thing for a year. So you can just log in, and so basically you are already attending the live classes, right? So nothing
Yes,
is actually better than the live classes where you get to interact with some people and do some exciting problems. But again, if you come here, you will be able to see all those topics, and the topic tests are also there.
yes,
So, for example, maybe in combinatorics, you have learned bijection principle.
yes,
So here are, so you'll be able to see some of the videos on bijection principle and then take a topic test on that so that you
yes,
can check whether your learning is okay or not. Okay. So there is
yes,
combinatorics, there is geometry, there is algebra and number theory and everything. Okay. So all of those things are there. Calculus is also there. So
yes,
and more content are getting added every day. So what
yes,
I would say is, Mukunda, that you take advantage of the self-paced course, and much of it has actually a lot of overlap with Olympiads. Since you were in ninth grade, probably you were
yes.
not yet preparing for ISI and CMI entrances, but you will be able to use the portions that are in mathematical Olympiads, which is, I think, pretty good. Okay.
Yes, sir. Sir, I've
So,
already started to learn calculus for preparing for ISI and CMI. So that's my goal. I want to enter CMI and
okay,
pursue a career in mathematics.
that is great. That is great. So, yeah, I mean, you'll be able to see some very interesting videos on calculus and take some of the tests on those
Yes, sir.
videos as well using that particular uh, self-paced course. So, please use that. Our administrators will get in touch with you and give you the access code so that you can get started with it.
Yes.
So, okay. So, all right. So, anyway, now let's get back to the problems, the math part. So you were working on some of the uh, problems in our YouTube channel, right? So can you
Yes, sir.
remind me of one of the problems that you were doing?
Sir, so first we needed to prove that x square plus x plus 1 divides x to the 10 plus x to the 5 plus 1. Yeah,
X to the
this,
x square plus x plus 1 divides.
yes, sir, divides.
Okay, so this was something that we already did in our channel, but there was
Yes,
a
sir.
challenge problem that was
Yeah,
in that particular video. Yeah. So what was
yeah.
the challenge problem?
So the first challenge was so we needed to do the long division for polynomials and check how many steps were involved in that.
Okay, so you
Uh,
just a long division for the polynomials. Okay, that's great. So did you check that?
yes, sir. It took 7 steps, sir. Yes, sir. It
Seven
took
steps.
7.
So this is something called the complexity. If you study a little bit of computer science, you will probably read more about it. It's called the complexity of the problem.
Uh,
So, one of the things that mathematicians try to do is to reduce the complexity of solving problems. And the
yes,
next step that we used complex numbers, right? We used
yes,
complex number to actually reduce the complexity of the problem. It's kind of weird that it complex numbers are used to reduce complexity. But
yes.
yes, that's the next step. So complex numbers were used. Okay, so uh, tell me the next challenge problem that you did.
Yes, sir. So now, like, we needed to find what omega is if omega square plus omega plus 1 is. Omega plus omega square plus omega plus 1 is equal to 0. Then we needed to find the value of omega.
Okay, so x square plus x plus 1
Plus
equal
1.
to 0 if
Yes,
omega is a root of this equation. If omega
yes.
is a root of this equation, then what is the value of omega? Okay, so how do we go about doing that?
Sir, we use the famous quadratic formula. So now omega would just be a minus 1 plus or minus root 3 I by 2. Right?
So the quadratic formula, those of the viewers who do not know this, the quadratic formula is minus b plus minus root over b square minus 4ac by 2a, right?
Yes,
So here a is the coefficient of x square, that's 1. B is the coefficient of x, that's also 1. And c is the constant that is added to x square, and x, that's also 1, which is awesome. Okay,
yes,
so if I replace a, b, and c by 1 in this particular equation expression, then I will get what we call omega. Okay, so what do we get? We get minus 1 plus minus root over 1 square minus 4 into 1 into 1 by 2, right?
yes.
Okay, so what is the final thing that you got?
Minus 1 plus or minus root 3 I by 2 because it's minus root of minus 3. So it's this
Excellent.
equal.
So we get actually two numbers which are minus 1 plus square root of 3i by 2 and minus 1 minus square root of 3i by 2. So we call one of them omega, and
Yes,
the
sir.
other one is automatically omega square.
Yes, sir.
So actually we can check this. This is kind of fun. You
Yeah.
you can just square this thing and you can see that you are actually getting it, right?
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. So and that's the other route. So it's this, and then this was used to solve the main problem, right?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So that's great. And I think you solved quite a few other problems as well in other videos as well, isn't it?
Yes, sir. I had also solved one of the physics problems, connecting mathematics and physics.
Oh, connecting mathematics and physics. Yeah, that was quite an interesting video. Can you tell us a little bit more about that particular video, what you did there?
Yeah, sir. For we what we needed to prove is that, like, the distance traveled should be equal to the initial velocity times time plus half times the acceleration times t square. And we use this beautiful identity in math that the sum of the first n positive first n odd numbers, like 1, 3, 5 until 2n minus 1, was n square. So we use this result to deduce that.
Yeah, I thought it was very beautiful, isn't it?
Yes,
Like
yeah, yes,
you, this is a completely mathematical artifact
yes,
that you have first and odd numbers adding up to n square. First of all, that's
yes,
a very beautiful identity. And then we use that in the context of physics
yeah,
to derive the um, equation of motion,
yeah,
which sort of magically pops up, isn't it?
yes,
Okay. All right. So that's awesome, Mukunda. It's good to hear that you are so much interested in mathematics and
yes,
physics. You said you're learning both of those things. And I hope you would continue to become one of the community leaders who encourage other students, whether they're
yes,
in Chinta or they're outside Chinta, encourage other people to do good mathematics. Okay.
yes.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining in today, Mukunda. It was awesome to hear from you. I will
Thank you,
make
sir.
sure the admin gives you access to the
Yes,
self-paced program just
yes,
so that you can go on and learn by yourself as well. All right.
yes, sir.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.